What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. It is Monday, November 18th, a victory Monday, I might add. Your Green Bay Packers took down the Chicago Bears yesterday in a game that I have not seen anything similar to probably during my lifetime that I can recall. Carl Brooks was the hero of the day yesterday, blocking Cairo Santos' game-winning field goal attempt in the final seconds. I was pretty down in the dumps, I will admit, leading up to that field goal attempt. Our defense, unfortunately, let them get out of a 3rd and 19 situation and get into field goal range pretty easily. That is concerning moving forward, but it is Victory Monday, so no time to sulk over a win. Winning in this league is hard. We all know that. We also all know any given Sunday, as my man Ben, the Green Bay guy, always says, Jordan Love, outside of his interception, had a pretty solid day. Nothing to really gloat about outside of the fact that he was able to lead us down in the final minutes to get that touchdown. He with a lot of thanks to Christian Watson, I might add. He had a couple crazy catches, 4 catches, 150 yards on the day for Christian Watson. Jordan went 13 for 17 passing for 261 yards and a touchdown. He also had 4 carries for 18 yards and a touchdown as well, which also ended up being the game winner. So, no complaints from yours truly over here. My man Cole Murphy in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. I saw you were watching the game yesterday with some Bears fans. You love to see it, right? You love to absolutely see that. What else we got going on here? Josh Jacobs, he had himself a solid day yesterday, averaging over 4 yards a carry, 18 rushes, 76 yards, and a score. Also had 4 catches for 58 yards in the passing game as well. So that was that equates to a Josh Jacobs game in my opinion. He was the best player on the field, on the offense or defense for us yesterday, and pretty much carried us. So shout out to Josh Jacobs. The rest of the receivers outside of Christian Watson and Josh Jacobs in the receiving game were pretty quiet. Jaden Reed had 2 catches and a touchdown, which was on the first drive of the game during the free play that Jordan managed to catch them on. And outside of that, Romeo Dobbs, 1 catch, 17 yards. Dontavian Wicks and Tucker Kraft both had 0 catches. So rough day overall on the offensive side of the ball outside of Josh Jacobs, but they scored just enough to get the win over the Bears yesterday, which I still find myself laughing about because it's just so perfect. You play like crap. You do not deserve to win whatsoever. You hand the Bears pretty much the game. You let them cakewalk down the field on the final drive. Even had them in 3rd and 19 after back-to-back sacks. And somehow, some way, they got it to 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, if I remember correctly. And then Caleb Williams tosses a prayer to Rome Odunze, a great throw and an even better catch. Rookie-to-rookie action should have sealed the game for them, especially with that Keenan Allen catch on the following play. And then, thankfully, they did not run another play to get some more yards to make that field goal a little easier because we all know what happened after that. Carl Brooks saving the day with his middle finger, he said. So you love to see that. Brenton Cox Jr. had himself a day yesterday, notching a sack, and so did TJ Slayton. Rashawn Gary also had a sack, believe it or not. He got into the action, and hopefully that'll propel him into playing better down the stretch because we'll need him to. So without further ado, let's dive into some questions here and get to talking some Packers football. The sole reason I am here with you is to chalk it up with you guys. As always, the Nicolet Law hotline is now live. give me a call. You want to join the show? Number is on the screen, 319-242-2332. I'm taking your calls right now. Give me a call, join the show. Number is on the screen. Durant McDaniel, my man in the chat, firing up. The Bears false hope. Christian Watson was insane yesterday. Absolutely 4 catches, 150 yards. And man, what a heads-up play on that catch he had where he had to dive for it, the one that went under review, and for him to get up right away and to know that he was not touched and gain an extra 20, 30 yards, that guy's a baller. So we've been waiting for that Christian Watson breakout game-ish, and he did it on just 4 catches. 150 yards, 4-catch day, just absolutely insane. You love to see it. My man Tyler's in the chat. The Bears still suck. Amen. This W will get us back in form. I think this was the love game. He looked comfortable and was not limping. Completely agree. Amen. He looked pretty comfortable, and you could tell that when he was scrambling in and out of the pocket and getting some yards with his legs, and then even trying to fight for the end zone there on that 4th down play. He almost got in the end zone, was a yard or 2 short, but he tried and took a decent shot in doing that, just that. So I think Jordan Love is looking pretty good. The bye week definitely helped him, and hopefully moving forward, his injuries will not be of discussion by any means. So, amen. I completely agree. What else we got? Tracy. Quay Walker was hard to watch yesterday. Yes, Tracy. Quay had himself a rough go at it during the game yesterday. It seems like to me, at least from my perspective, watching the broadcast, and I'm not a film guru or an expert in the film by any means, but it seems like he's always there to make the play, but then he just doesn't. So not really sure what's going on with Quay. It's tough, you know. I liked Quay. I like Quay Walker in general. I wish him, success. Obviously, he's on our team, but he's playing rough right now. No other way to put it. So specifically on that final drive, Quay had Caleb Williams, dead to right in the backfield for a sack, and then lets up, and Williams converts to the running back for a big gain to move the change. So something needs to change with him fast, because I don't know how much longer the Packers can afford to have him out there on the field as much as he is. Mason, I was sure that the game was over before that final drive even started. I had no faith in our defense. Mason, I completely agree. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here. Mason, where was I at? There we go. Final drive, no faith. Sorry about that. Mason, keeping them out of the end zone was about the only thing that gave me faith in our defense on that final drive. The special teams unit was the unit that won us the game. Our defense still let them march down the field, get into field goal range with time to spare. And as I was talking about earlier, thankfully, the Bears opted to let the clock wind down instead of running another play, because they had plenty of time to do so, get a few extra yards, position the ball where they want it to for the field goal attempt. If Cairo Santos had a specific spot that he wanted to watch it for, or wanted to kick it from, whether it's the left hash, the right hash, the middle of the field, they had that chance at the end of the game, but opted to let the clock wind down. And thankfully they did, because obviously we all know what happened. Blocked field goal, we win the game. But, our defense yesterday got pushed around. They couldn't tackle. Xavier McKinney, who I'm not concerned about moving forward one bit, but he had himself a pretty rough game. I would say everybody played poorly on that side of the ball. And if we want to even think about winning in the playoffs, they are going to have to play much, much better. All right, let's get the fact of the day rolling, shall we? It is a good one. I think you guys are going to like it.
Time for your Green Bay Packers Fact of the Day. Brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use the code Packers20 at checkout. That's Packers20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so be sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, your fact of the day. Told you guys you're going to like this one. Matt LaFleur, the Green Bay Packers head coach, if you did not know already, is now 11-0 against the Chicago Bears during his head coaching tenure. Just absolute dominance over those little guys down in Chicago. You absolutely love to see it. Matt LaFleur, 11-0 as the Packers head coach over the Chicago Bears during his head coaching tenure. Shout out to Matt, just leading the way, making sure we're taking care of business as far as the Chicago Bears go. So far this year, the rest of the division, we have not done our job, but you love to see it. So shout out to Matt. Shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself. I've used them. I used them a few weeks back for the Packers-Cardinals game. Shout out to my man Phil. And I just used them the other day when I purchased my tickets for the Dolphins game on Thanksgiving night. I will be celebrating Thanksgiving at Lambeau Field. So no complaints from yours truly. My man Phil in the chat. What's going on, my man? Morning, Rob. Can we stop the end of rounds now? You got a couple in here, Phil. Talk about sucky 2-point conversion play. Use your dumb extra time out there and actually think of a play. Phil, Rob is morphing into the Count from Sesame Street and counting to 11 today. My man Phil, always in the chat. You know what's funny, Phil? You told me good morning. I don't know about you, but it is 3:46 in the afternoon. I hope you just are not waking up right now, because that wouldn't be good. You would have missed work this morning. And if you're still working, good for you. If you're not, the Nicolet Law hotline is live. I've not seen your number run across the phone just yet. But to your 2-point conversion play comment, that was rough, wasn't it? You just run right out the middle with Josh Jacobs to get 2 yards. I mean, I understand. Josh Jacobs is Josh Jacobs, and if he gets it, no complaints. But we're in hindsight. We got the 2020 view here. But, yeah, that was a rough play. So hopefully they can learn from that. I saw it from a mile away. That wasn't going to work. But they tried it anyways and failed and just about lost the game because of it. And thankfully, Carl Brooks saved the day. So day sleeper, night worker, daily Jaden Reed. Phil works third shift. Phil, my apologies. So you're just getting off work during the show, which I usually do in the morning. So that would probably be towards the end of your shift. I appreciate you hopping on during work. You are the MVP. But yes, that 2-point conversion yesterday was rough. Thankfully, it did not come back to bite us, because it looked like it was going to after our defense pretty much just let them go down the field with ease. And yeah, a fingertip away from losing that game, a fingertip away from dropping to 0-3 in the division and 6-4 overall. Instead, we're 7-3. We are 1-2 in the division. And yeah, we win. Victory Monday. We beat the Bears again. We will see them week 18 in Lambeau Field. So I'm looking forward to it. So Phil, get yourself some sleep, my man. Appreciate you hopping on always. I see you every day just about. So hope you're having yourself a great Monday. Thanks again for hopping on. Just the tip. That was a funny one on the socials. Haley, big win. Bears still suck. On to the 49ers. Excuse me. Just win, right, Haley? All you got to do is win. An ugly win is still a win in my book and everybody else's book. It is better to learn all of these lessons and try to improve after a win rather than a loss. That is for sure. And yeah, we got the 49ers coming to town next weekend. So they're 5-5. They just lost yesterday to the Seahawks. So they are pretty much fighting for their playoff lives from here on out. And yeah, the 40 Winers are coming to Lambeau Field. 325 game. It should be a good one. Hopefully we can right our wrongs with the San Francisco 49ers. We've always seemed to have a tough go at it with these guys, to say the least. Most of that's come in the postseason, so hopefully this regular season action can go our way. What else we got going on here? Gabe in the chat. Do you think Jordan Love will fix his interception problems this season? Also, do you feel it is a mental thing at this point? Gabe, I do agree. He has had an interception problem this year, and he's had one in every game. Some of those games he's had 2. I think it was just one game where he had 3 against the Vikes, if I remember correctly. I don't think it's a mental thing, honestly, because it seems like every time he does throw a pick, he bounces back pretty quick and still is slinging balls left and right. He's not second guessing himself, at least from my perspective. Like I said, I'm not a huge film guru guy. I'm not a film expert, but it seems like he's pretty even keeled. And I know Coach talks about that all the time, is how he never gets too high or too low, and he's always focused. But yeah, that was an overthrow and a tough one at that, especially in the red zone. Had Tucker Kraft wide open, and it just kind of sails on him right into the Bears defender's arms. Hopefully he could solve that. I thought the bye week would, kind of help with that. But like I said, hopefully we can learn our lessons a little bit better after this win. Easier to do that after, or it's better to do that after a win compared to after a loss. But Gabe, I really appreciate you hopping on the chat, my man. Hope you have yourself a great Monday. What else we got going on? Pack attack cards. Our D-line is so crappy. Good is dumb for losing Preston and not adding. Yeah, they weren't really using Preston a whole lot. And when they were, he wasn't performing, up to par. It wasn't in his best interest as far as the defensive scheme goes, with the switch with Jeff Hafley's defense as opposed to Joe Barry's. But yeah, the D-line, not good. And there's nothing we can do about it now. Trade deadline's gone. Unless you're picking up somebody out the practice squad that can make an immediate impact, which it's not going to happen. The guys we have in there are the guys that are going to be there for the rest of the year, the rest of the postseason run, if we have one. Hopefully we will. So these guys, I don't see a world where guys all of a sudden step up. Kenny Clark, where are you at? He's on the field a ton, and I have not seen a shred of pressure or anything from Kenny Clark in quite some time. And might I add, he just got the bag before this season started. So not sure what's going on with Kenny Clark. That's pretty abnormal for him to kind of go AWOL and just pretty much be invisible. That's not like him. So hopefully that'll change. Hopefully the D-line can improve, because our defensive backfield, especially without Jair on the edge, had a rough go at it as well yesterday on the boundaries with Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine taking over in those 2 spots. So, Gabe, love the view you see on it. Some of these passes, I just have no idea what he is seeing. Other times he just misses. The good makes up for the bad right now, though. Absolutely. I was talking with a buddy yesterday, and he was saying how 80% of the time, he's playing very well and very impressive with what he's doing out there. He's changing the play at the line of scrimmage, no problems. He's catching them with 12 men on the field, throwing touchdowns off of it. And then you get in the red zone, and he sails a pass that you should make in your sleep, and he does 9 out of 10 times for an interception. And then they go down and score 7 points. I don't think we would have scored a touchdown there. It was 3rd and 11 when he did throw that interception. Probably would have got an intercept, or probably got a field goal out of that. But they go down and score a touchdown instead. So a 10-point swing, and that's tough. So I completely agree, Gabe. It's tough to watch. The good is making up for the bad, but there's a fine line there. It almost didn't go our way yesterday. If we would have lost that game, that interception would have been one of the main topics of talk today, along with our defense and how they just got embarrassed pretty much all day long. They couldn't tackle. Xavier McKinney missed a tackle on DJ Moore. Xavier McKinney got juked by DeAndre Swift on his touchdown run. And like I said earlier, I'm not worried about Xavier. Honestly not worried about him one bit, but had a rough game yesterday. So hopefully that's his one and only rough game of the year. With how well he's been playing, I am more than willing to forgive him for the performance yesterday. And even if I'm not, it doesn't matter because they don't care what I think. So I think that's better that way than any other way. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything Packers related all day long. So be sure to follow me at GBP Daily on every social platform. If you are not already, please, it would mean a ton if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel at GBP Daily as well. I'll be back and at it again tomorrow. So I look forward to seeing you then. And until then, I will catch you guys later. Have yourself a great Victory Monday. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you.